Hi everyone, this is Shauna from shauna.plans on Instagram and here on YouTube. Today I had a request a couple weeks ago from Erin to do a video on the mobile office kits, and then it was like, what's the word, kismet? Fate? Pink Punch Studios released a whole bunch of new mobile kits in some of the other colorways. So I figured it was absolutely the perfect time to play around with this kit. I think maybe we've talked about it a little bit before in the past, but we're gonna do a spread today, 100% this kit, maybe some text. So first I want to talk about it. This is one of the kits that was released last week, but the original kit was a black and silver kit. And I really, like, if you ever are like unsure which kit to get and what you want, I kind of recommend the original kits, the black silver kits, because they have everything in its natural color. Like the pencils are yellow, the flash drive has sort of like a bluish tint to it that matches the travel mug. The post-it notes are that standard pale yellow color. So I really like the original kits for any of the, like the desk devices, the mobile office, all of them. I always recommend the original kit if you're unsure what to get, because it'll match everything. It's your basic colors. I got the muted teal a couple months ago when it came out because I love muted teal. But we're going to use the rose gold, which is one of the new releases from last Friday, sorry. Today's Thursday. And I'm going to make today's daily spread in my muted monthly kiss planner, which is this pretty muted purple color, which, where are we here? I think will match really nicely with the rose gold. So I think that works out perfect. So I'm going to start off by taking the laptop into Procreate and showing you how to put an image, and a super easy way to put an image into the laptop. So in the past I've showed you how to make a screen mask and everything like that. We're gonna do it a little different this time. It's a bit easier. So I copied the image and then I went clipboard paste. I'm sorry, I did that really fast. Let me do it again. So I'm gonna go back to gallery, maybe. Hello, gallery. There we go. And I'm just gonna swipe and delete that. And I'm gonna go back to GoodNotes. So I have my lasso with everything turned on, and I'm gonna select the laptop with a copy. Now I'm gonna go into Procreate and I'm gonna hit the plus and tap clipboard. So that's gonna take the image that's on my clipboard and make it a Procreate file. So I'm going to go to my layers and I'm going to turn off my background. That way when I copy it back into GoodNotes, it has the transparent background and not a white background. Okay, so in the past I've showed you that we can use the selection tool and we can kind of select the screen image and use the clipping mask, and so there's old videos that show you how to do that, but I found a super easy way that works really nice on the laptops with the transparent screen. So I have a picture in my images already, so I'm gonna go add, insert a photo. I'm gonna take this one. Today apparently is Squirrel Appreciation Day and National Hugging Day. I haven't double checked that, but it showed up on my Facebook feed, so I'm gonna go with it. I'm probably gonna put this in my extreme planning today because I love squirrels. I have a whole bunch in my backyard. So now I've got this image and it pasted it as its own layer on top of the laptop layer. So I can use the arrow and I can move it around, but I can also resize it. So if I go freeform, see it kind of squishes the image and it stretches it out of shape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in a bit here. I'm going to line these corners up so they're just a little bit, sorry, I'm going to line it up so it's top and bottom, and I'm going to select distort now, and I'm just going to stretch these top corners out so that it fits the screen. And then I'm going to deselect. So now that's sort of stretched it and it fits the screen. If I were to take this layer and just drag it to the bottom layer, now it automatically puts that shading of the laptop on top of it. See, if we remove the layer, oops, not that layer, when we remove this layer, then it doesn't have that shading, that reflection line in the middle, because we've put that on top. So now we have two options. I can hide this and just take this image over and put it under my laptop sticker, or I can leave them together and export them together, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to share PNG and copy. I don't need to clutter up my images with that sticker, so I'm just going to grab that. That green color really isn't working for me. I might change it later. It's really clashing, but for now we'll just go with it. So I'm going to put the laptop in my top corner because it's mostly just a decoration for me. I'm trying to get a good size so that I can see most of the laptop and the picture I put on it. So now if we go back to the rose gold kit, there's a notepad, a paper, and a journal cover, which are all kind of fun to work with. So I'm going to put the journal cover down first, copy that, and we'll paste it down so that it'll be peeking out from underneath my planning page. Now I can either use the stack of papers or the notepad. I think that I'm going to go with the stack of papers, and we'll put that on top. That's a lot of pink. I'm wondering maybe if the notepad will kind of contrast a little bit better because it has that black binding at the top. Yeah, okay, we'll go with the notepad. There we go. Grab a post-it note. I always stick things on my monitor screen so that I don't forget. I'm gonna make this whole thing bigger. So normally I wouldn't stick the whole post-it notepad on. I would just stick one sheet, but we're gonna go with it. I think it's kind of cute. I'm going to go back to Procreate. I have this checklist. I know a couple of you have asked me about it. I totally made it myself here in Procreate. I keep all the layers separate so I can edit it really easy if I want to change the fonts or anything on it. So one thing I do is I select my weather icon for the day. So right now I have this little Davy with a sun and cloud, which is actually what the weather is today, so I don't need to change it. But if it was snowing or raining, I would just turn off this layer and turn on a different layer. I think we're supposed to have snow next week. Kind of not sure if I want snow or don't want snow. Anyway, now that that's the checklist I want, I'm going to copy that as well. And I'm going to paste it onto this little post-it here. It's a little on the small side, but I've used it so much I kind of know what each thing is and what to put there. I'm not loving this corner. We might work on it a little bit more. So I've got a ton of really cool fonts, so let's pick one that we could use for today. I'm just gonna scroll and see where it stops. All right. Lovely, creamy, lucky cats, mango sticky. I've downloaded so many lately, I don't even know what they all are. We're gonna do matcha latte. So today is Thursday. Well, that's kind of fun. It's kind of close. Well, not really. I was gonna say it's close to what's on this image that we put in, but it isn't really. I'm gonna do the date on a different line, like a different set of font, because I want to make the number a different size than the date. So I'm gonna go 21 with that matcha latte. And I'm gonna turn off the image selection, and then I'm gonna move these around to how I want them. I like it kind of the focus on the page. So you can see I have the 21 a little bigger than the word Thursday, just so it stands out. All right, so today is January 21st. So I'm sure you know, because you watch me all the time, I do 4 things. I have my checklist, a to-do, and my wins and my gratitude. So I'm just gonna keep using this font. It's working for me. To-do, wins. Oops, I forgot to change it to my font, so I'm just gonna select the whole thing by double tapping and pick the matcha latte. Okay, so now I've still got my image turned off. I'm going to resize these all together so they stay consistent with each other. Wins and gratitude. This coffee cup, I mean, I'm a tea drinker. I gotta turn my images back on. I'm a tea drinker, so I do prefer the tea stickers, but these travel mugs are so cute. I'm just gonna pretend that it's some really dark brewed tea. And again, I see it every time. Try to keep everything kind of in relation size-wise to each other so it doesn't look like it's off. Keep it kind of realistic looking. In case you're wondering, I have taken, when you get a set of stickers from Pink Punch Studio, it comes as individual PNGs. I prefer to work in a GoodNotes sticker book. This is just my personal preference, and I have everything organized a certain way. There is videos on how I do it, but again, it's just my personal preference, and it can fill up your iPad memory really quickly, so you have to really think if that's how you want to do it. Other people really successfully work with having everything in the cloud, and they just drag and drop into GoodNotes. They do split screen. It's a little easier because you don't need to make a sticker book. However, this is my preference, as I get a lot of questions on how to set things up. So just a warning, it does take up a lot of memory. I have a lot of memory on my iPad, so that's okay for me. But you can just do drag and drop from the cloud as well as having it in a sticker book. I like the process of making the sticker book. It helps me remember what stickers I have because I spend a bit more time working with them. So we've got a pretty good setup here. I'm liking this and not liking that. That green so does not match at all. And this does not look like a sticky note stuck to my monitor. So I think that I'm going to just take my little checklist and I'm gonna stick it on the side here. And I'm gonna grab this paper clip. This paper clip is missing half of it because it's the half that goes behind the page when it's in use. So let's just clip that like it's holding our checklist on the page. where we go. I want to still be able to check things off without having to move my paper clip around. So maybe if we put it kind of near the top, I can still tick that box off. All right, so I have a little bit of a to-do list. I feel like I need some bullets here. A lot of times I'll take an element from the kit to make my bullets, but there isn't really anything in this kit since it's such a functional kit. So I'm gonna go back to my text tool and choose my matcha latte again. And I'm just gonna use the asterisk. Oh, that's a tiny asterisk. Not loving that. Okay, let's just do one at a time. I'm going to turn my images off and select that asterisk. It's a cute little star, and we'll make it nice and big. Now this is going to be a total pain in the butt with the layering now, because you can see how much space this font takes up when it's enlarged so much. So just keep that in mind, because it's covering up everything now. So if I wanted to, see this one's not quite centered, I can't really select it now because it's gonna grab this one underneath. See, like they're all kind of overlapped. That's okay, because I'm all right with those there. Undo, undo, undo. Come on, there we go. It's good enough. So there's my to-do list. Today is Thursday. So I'm just gonna let this go to my normal font now. It's not gonna let me put it here because this is taking up so much room. It's gonna think I'm editing it. So I'm just gonna move it to the side. Actually, you know what? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do it down here and then drag it over. So today is my dead rat delivery day. I have pet snakes and I order food for them. And it comes euthanized, humanely, and frozen. So where we go, we got dead rat delivery today. And the other delivery that I'm expecting, this is super fun, just for some contrast, it's gourmet marshmallow delivery day too. I just got the notification that my handmade gourmet marshmallows are out for delivery. I cannot wait. I got flavors that will go well with my tea. So stay tuned for extreme planning pictures of gourmet marshmallows. That is so tiny. Let's go like this. It can take up 2 lines because it's extra good. Am I gonna resize everything? Oh. I didn't leave myself enough room for my list. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm not gonna make you watch while I fiddle. You get the idea. So I'm gonna go back to this half of my page because I'm really not loving it. I love that it's National Squirrel Day, but I'm really not loving this. So we can go back into Procreate and I can just delete this layer. Maybe, come on. Where are you, layer? So I'm just gonna slide it to the left and hit delete. And I'm gonna find something else to put as the background on my screen. I gotta have a better photo. We have my doll. We have a whole bunch of my doll. We have that moron from the Capitol. We have my pretty nails. Do you see this week's manicure? Here we go. This is a good picture. Let's do my son and I. So first, because it's a portrait picture, it's not going to work in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it to the bottom, and if I deselect, that automatically crops it. I'm going to do the same thing with the top and deselect. Alright, so now we're going to do that distort, and I'm just going to drag my corners to line up. I just need to zoom in here. So I'm just dragging the corners. Last time I did freeform first, which is a little bit easier, and then I stretched it with distort. This time I just did distort, which is giving me a bit of troubles, but I think we've almost got it. So I've lined the corners up, and then we'll go to layers. I'm going to drag that underneath so it puts the reflection on top. And you can see it's kind of shaped as if you're looking down on the laptop. So we'll go share, PNG, copy. Alright, and now let's long press and paste it down. I'm liking that a little bit better. Plus it's got my cute little son there. That was the first time he had bubble tea with me. So I'm just trying to get my size ratios to something reasonable. This is kind of a small laptop if you compare it to the notepad. Let's just move it so that I'm not in the picture. We don't need to see me. And then it's a little bit more size relative. So what else have we got here that we can do? We can do a flag on our page. Let's turn the images back on. Stick the little flag just for fun. It's not really doing anything exciting, but that's all right. We've got a little flash drive here. So now I'm just filling up space with pretty things. So we've made a spread using completely the mobile office kit with a photograph sized to go inside the laptop. You can do similar things to put your picture either, hang on, let me just show you. So I'm gonna let's grab a picture of my doll. I hope nobody's creeped out by dolls. Actually, I'm gonna grab this one. So I think it's cropped to a better proportion. And I'm gonna just show you the difference with these two types of phones or tablets. So when you have both styles like this, you can get them individually in the shop as well, or they come in other kits. If you have a picture that you want to put in the phone, it's super easy to just fit it in. Now, my picture doesn't fit this way, so I can crop the edges of my picture off. To make it fit better. And now my picture's in the phone and it has that reflection look on it. Alternatively, if I didn't want to crop the picture and it's just slightly different, you can kind of stretch the phone a little bit to make it fit, because phones do come in different shapes and sizes. As long as you're not doing a huge difference, like you don't want to make this square, or maybe you do, but then your borders are going to be different sizes. Like, see, as I make this bigger, these sides get wider and these sides are narrower. So that's why you don't want to change it too much, because you want to keep them similar, which is more realistic. Now, with these phones that have the black, I like to use them for things like if I were going to do a checklist, something that I might want to write on top of or add to throughout the day, because say you put your checklist under this overlay, you can't really write on the overlay because the reflection effect won't look as good, and because of GoodNotes layering, you're gonna have to move it around and cut and paste, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I would use this to put like a checklist on top or something that I'm gonna work with. It's just, so you could put your picture on here if you wanted, and you would put it on top, but then you don't get that effect of the screen. So hopefully that makes sense to you, just to show you how you can use these ones. But there you go. So we've done a daily spread using the mobile office kit. I will put a link to this kit in the description. We played around a little bit with Procreate, so if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. If you have any suggestions for future videos, I'm starting to get a bit of a backlog of requests, which I'm just loving. Please send me messages. I love to hear from you. Like and subscribe to the video. Check the description for links. And I think that's everything. So I will see you on Sunday. I am going to do a plan with me using the Souk de Coco Digi Hobo Digi Bujo planners or something. I haven't decided yet, but that was the request. So we'll be doing some Souk de Coco spreads this weekend. So I'll see you then. Bye everyone.